Hey everybody, welcome back. It's the Toy Duo Team. Hold on. I think this.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hold tight. When you don't know what new is coming, but you fear you might miss
this thing because it's on the gas. You can tell that it's not.
Wait, it's the Hive. Whoa.
I love it when a plan comes together.
His lips didn't move.
What?
On my screen, it's all out of sync with the audio video.
Was it? All right.
Yeah, on mine it was all out of sync, and then
was it?
It sped up real quick.
Is my mouth moving when I talk?
His wasn't.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
I can hear you.
It looked okay to me.
It's the Toy Duo Team. We're here live on a Saturday. I wonder what's going on today because it seems like a weird Saturday. I haven't really been paying attention to a whole lot. But is anything going on, like big sporting events or anything happening? No?
The NFL is starting back up, NFL preseason.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, I did not know that.
Maybe that's it.
All right,
Snowcat Funded.
Yeah, it's episode 119.
The UK is in an uproar.
What?
Barely.
I said the Snowcat Funded. The UK is in an uproar. You know.
Over the Snowcat?
No, just political crap.
Oh, I didn't care about that.
Yeah, we don't care about that. Yeah.
I mean, they're not upset about the Snowcat. Who cares?
No.
You were saying what's going on today.
Oh, okay. What's going on in the world? Yeah. All right. So the Snowcat Funded hit 8,000 after 5 weeks of funding. And this little dot makes it look like it's incredibly close to hitting the next tier, but it's still like 1,700 away. So
very misleading.
Yeah.
But I will tell you that it funded yesterday, right? So it got 300 more backers in a day. So I think it has a really good chance of hitting
at least
the first tier and then maybe the bivouac.
You know, it's funny you asked because I was doing the math yesterday and I'm like, it was averaging, if you take out the time that it's been there and what they have now, right? It's like 170 backers a day. But how many days did we go with nothing or 20? Right. Because remember we got like $4,000 and 4,000.
And then they lost 200.
And then right, and then it keeps fluctuating. So if the average had been steady, we could have easily passed that first tier with that slowdown that we had.
I mean, obviously, now that it's funded, it will kick up a notch, and it will drive a little bit more because people are like no longer worried that it's not going to fund, and now it's just about hitting the unlocks for most people, and a lot of people that are backing are like just hoping like the unlocks will get there because if you look at that picture, is that $324 worth of Snowcatedness
and $30 for the
400. It's 400 for me. So
right, $30 for the fee, and then what was the shipping?
The
premium shipping. Whatever. And another 30. I think mine came up to 384. So it was $50.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Well, it wouldn't be bad for all of it if we were getting the big whack.
That's true.
Lady J.
I mean, the thing is like, do you really care about those figures, or do you just want the fishing pole?
Yeah, I want the bivouac. If I were in on this, I'd want the bivouac. But
because can you imagine like having a 1/12 scale fishing pole?
Yeah, there's all kinds of things you can do with that.
Did Eric drop out?
He said.
Sorry, audio issues.
Oh, okay, I wasn't paying attention.
I made the mistake of trying to join YouTube while on the stream, and it screwed.
Oh, and it kicked in your yeah, that's fine. All right, so it funded. Does anybody want to place a bet on whether or not you get Flint?
No.
And you might hit the first tier, but I can't. I don't know. It's weird. 5 days. I don't know. We'll see.
I think it will really kick up in the last day.
Yeah,
I
it
just don't know
will,
how.
but-
Like, if it waits until the last day, can it really surpass? And then, like, I keep hearing this thing about like other regions kicking in and stuff like that. But I
Yeah.
thought that when
They
they
had
did,
those periodically.
right, but I thought, you see, that's the weird thing is I remember when the Hasbro lady Emily or whatever, and they were doing the Ecto 1, and they were talking about the numbers. She was pretty adamant when it was some live stream where they were explaining why they just are giving us the one dude, whatever, right? Like, instead of having that be the timed issue because they didn't think he was going to unlock in the 7 days or whatever. So I was like, I remember what I feel like I remember she was saying that that's no longer an issue, that the numbers are real time, that there won't be any of these egregious like bumps.
I'm sure that I'm sure things are smoother than they have been in the past, but I'm sure it also depends on each individual retailer in different regions. They've got different systems themselves and different staffs, like people that report on things differently.
So, like some company that's buying these for their customers in Australia, they're waiting until they're taking all the pre-orders and then they're just waiting until the last day to put all the pre-orders in with Hasbro.
Not necessarily that. I think it might just come down to like they might have like open pre-orders. Let's use Australia as an example, like you were just using. Some company in Australia might be having open pre-orders, but their order system only tabulates things like in some like report at the end of the week, and oh, by the way, the person who looks at all that data is on vacation, right?
Okay.
Like I think it could just be down to like normal like running a business type things, like different systems for taking orders and different people reporting on things.
All right. Yeah, it's just a weird like concept. I remember I would agree that maybe like a couple of years ago there were big bumps, right, whenever they would tabulate. But I mean, it just didn't work that way anymore. But it could be that this number is completely off because of how Hasbro's just been like fumbling every single thing on their website. You know what I mean? Like
I still can't place orders with my credit card.
I mean, there might be like 1,800 backers somewhere, you know, who maybe their phone numbers were wrong, so they're not being counted. I don't know. They weren't in the correct format.
But I could see what you're talking about. I think even if I were in the United States and I had a business, you know, like say like Bits and Buttons down there. Like if Bits and Buttons says, hey, if you're not online and you don't have a way of getting it through Hasbro Pulse, we will order it for you. So just come into Bits and Buttons and say you're going to get it. Give us the money. And then we tally that on a chart or something or in the computer. And when we get to like 100 orders,
then they go play.
I'll just put in 100 orders for the
thing.
You know what I mean?
It
So
could be something like that, but that's not
I could see
Hasbro do though. Right?
Yeah, I could see it jumping, you know, by that because of a store doing it. Because
so do you think
that
Bits and Buttons then, John, is making the customer come in and prove that like they still have a flip phone?
Well, I don't know, but I know they do that for like Hot Toys and stuff. I'm not saying that Bits and Button is doing this for HasLabs, but I know they do that for Hot Toys. So if you don't want to order through Sideshow online, you can come into Bits and Buttons and say, I want the newest Trooper that coming out or Fives or whoever, and they'll put in the order for you. You just have to pay up front. You know what I mean?
Right. All right. Well, I'm glad it backed. So we'll just see. We'll just see how the
it seems like it's at least beyond the threshold of
yes
people
feels like
backing out and then it not funding right?
Yeah, it feels
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's kind of moving at a pretty good pace now, based on between yesterday and today's number. So hopefully, by Monday it'll say like 9,000. Then I'll have a little bit more confidence that you're going to get a couple of the tiers at least.
I can't remember. Were any of you backing this?
John's got like 17 of them, and Dan's got like 20.
I backed out, actually. I was backing it, but I backed out because I'm not going to have the money in 5 days, so I just backed out. And I don't think that what you're getting is worth the $400.
Well,
If it were
tier 2 gets unlocked.
If it were at a point where all 3 unlocks were there within 5 days, there's a chance I might say, you know what, it's okay to put this on the credit card, but and try to pay it off down the road. But I don't like putting anything on my credit card. My credit card has a 0 balance right now because I don't use it. But I could if I really wanted to, but I'm not. I would really only do it if all 3 things were unlocked.
Let me send you an email explaining how your PayPal account got locked and how you can unlock it.
So
I'm just kidding.
The reason why I was asking if anyone here backed
my
it
PayPal
was
isn't locked. I don't know what you're talking about.
Unfortunately, we've got concurrent HASLabs again, which hopefully they don't do that again. I have a vested interest in the lat, so if you're going to pick and choose, back the lat instead of this. So just being selfish there, but to be fair, if you understand your point, John, if you don't think it's worth it unless you get all of the tiers, back it anyway now and then back out at the last minute. Now, if you don't trust yourself to cancel that order,
I only just canceled it.
Okay, but no, I get it. But what I'm getting at is that's the type of mentality that kills certain HASLabs, people waiting for everything to fund, right? Like I'll only back it.
I was backed on day 1. I only backed out a day or so ago.
I know.
The money because I agree. I wanted to back it on day 1. So
you should have kept the backing of it so you can hit a tier, and then just waited till like the last day to cancel.
Well, sorry,
I'm not picking on you individually. I'm not picking on you individually, John. It's just that is the
I will.
Too many people share that kind of opinion, and it ends up hurting these campaigns.
So I have a question, Dan. At any point, is there a chance you cancel if it doesn't hit tiers?
I mean, at this point, no.
He said no.
Okay.
No.
See, and that's really the key, right? Like to me, like the Snowcat is pretty iconic. Would I have wished that it was like a retail vehicle? Yes. Do I have the vintage Snowcat? Yes. Do I want to pay $324 and do it under a crowdfund for this? Not really. You know what I mean? But I would have definitely been in for like a couple of hundred for just the vehicle and maybe the driver, and had it even pared down a little bit. And after watching a couple of videos where this guy is 3D printing like his own Snowcat in like a bunch of different colors, it just drives me nuts to think like, he's making these 3D Snowcats for like $70 in whatever the plastic is. And they look really good. I mean, except for the glass isn't like really see-through and stuff like that, but I don't know how you could probably
You'd have to have a resin printer for that. You'd have to use multiple different printers to get all the different features.
All right.
But there was something that Dino and I were talking about the other day, which kind of made sense to me. He was like, how many G.I. Joe, like, we could do this for any HASLab, G.I. Joe or Star Wars or whatever. Like, how many G.I. Joe fans are out there buying the classified figures?
A lot.
And he said, do you think it's like 100,000? Do you know what I mean? Or do you think it's more like 20,000? Like, how many people, like, all over the world are buying these figures?
Okay. So
millions.
Here's
it's millions?
Yeah, here's my problem.
Why is it so difficult to get a HASLab over 8,000 then?
You're asking the question in the wrong way, right? Because what you're saying is how many people are G.I. Joe fans are buying classified figures. Well, okay, how many of them are completionists? how many of them are buying 1 or 2 because that one said something to them, how many of them are buying just the ones they think are cool, and then you got a whole separate group of how many of them want a vehicle from their like childhood in a bigger scale, right? That
But
you
then
know,
look at it like the vamp.
that's
Then
the
like,
way you look at it.
like
So
how many vamps do you think they sold? Was it
all of
20,000, or
All
was it like 100,000,
All of them.
or was
all
it
of
a
them.
million?
They sold all of
You
them. That's why there's none available.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what number was that? Was it a million? Was it 20,000?
Well, let's go on eBay, see how
You know
many
what
of
I
them
mean?
are for sale, and then double that number, and then you'll know how many they made.
You know what?
Because and you think about it with Star Wars fans, it's even higher. There's probably 100 million people around the world that are buying TVC stuff.
Oh
So-
no, there's not that many.
Wait, can I chime in on that?
Let's
Because I
be
think this is a massive. I think Hasbro is underachieving with HasLabs overall, but more so with Star Wars. But I'm sure GI Joe as well. Vern, you were just touching on some of this, right? These campaigns, I think more so with Star Wars because it hits a wider kind of base than GI Joe. But I think there are people that aren't in the toy collecting community that have some disposable income that would see something, whether it's a Snowcat or the Lat gunship, and be like that triggers some core memory from their childhood, and that's like, I need to have that. But they don't know about
So it's a
HasLabs
lack
because they don't market them.
It's a lack of awareness.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Eric. Like I was saying, there's 150,000 people walking around on the floor at Comic-Con. Okay, if a third of those people walk through the HasLab booth and they don't realize that the only way to get that Snowcat is on their website because they didn't see that little QR code that was up in the corner of the box and they didn't scan it, right? They would go, "Oh, that's pretty cool," and then they keep looking at Walmart or Target.
Yeah,
to
they're
see
like,
what
I
is
can't
this
wait for
thing.
that.
Forget,
to come out.
but
Yeah.
that's peanuts. That's just people going to SDCC.
Yeah, that's
like-
what I'm saying. Like, but on a
like,
bigger scale.
As a part, like, and I'm singling out Star Wars and Marvel specifically, like the Disney properties. As a part of the licensing agreement, don't you think Hasbro would be able to market their toys on Disney Plus of all places?
Yeah,
You would think
And
so.
on the Disney store and in
There
the
should
Disney
be-
parks have like at least a QR code and some like
Yeah.
standee.
There should be a poster or a
Like-
stand saying the LAT is coming
Yeah.
back to HasLab.
Let me
Like
tell you
this
something. Hold on.
Like in the Star Tours
Wait.
store. Yeah.
Here's
Yes,
a GI Joe class.
yes.
Here's a GI Joe classified. Where is the QR code that takes you to their website? Is that it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Is it?
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
Is it?
Let's
Maybe.
Well,
try.
I'm not. Well,
I agree
I-
that Eric, it's a missed opportunity for marketing.
yeah. I mean, GI Joe is their thing, and I don't know where you do
Look,
that.
It actually takes you to shop Hasbro.
Oh, not the specific. Right, like
Not
not
Hasbro
even
Hasbro
Pulse.
Pulse. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a bit dumb. But
That's weird.
All right, let's say hi to some people in the chat. JT, Jonathan's here. Bender Rodriguez is here. I saw Prophet is here. Let's see. Gary's Grails jumped in.
Was that Ricardo earlier too? I don't know.
Let's see.
But yeah, so yeah, and you're right on Disney Plus. Like, why isn't it on?
Yeah. Or the
Yeah.
Disney store, just redirect. What I'm saying, Jonathan, is more that Hasbro can sell a lot more of these to people outside of the toy collecting community that don't even know these exist, but like they.
We are going to talk about.
They're maybe a little bit younger than me, and they grew up with the prequels and the LAT. They had a LAT as a kid. They don't have it now, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is! I've got a big boy job now, and I've got some money. I need that in my office or
Yeah,
whatever."
yeah.
Okay, so
Right.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip the rest of the. We'll come back to the crowdfunding
Yes.
updates because I want to show these off. This kind of goes along with the conversation. So Walmart's been showing up with these, this Spark Your Collection displays in their stores. Now these pictures have shown
Wow.
up online. I got these from the MCU Collectors Instagram page because I felt like he did a pretty good job. He went through and he took pictures of all the displays that were there in his store. Now, at first, I thought it was Hasbro centric, right? That this display I thought was kind of Hasbro centric because the ones I saw were G.I. Joe and Star Wars. So there's the G.I. Joe display. Whoever put it together didn't really make the figures stand up very well.
Clearly not.
Right. They're doing the limbo. Let's see, Same Time Toys is here. So they're getting ready to do the limbo. They don't have a limbo pole, but it looks like the Cobra guy and Ricondo are holding the pole, and Scarlet and is that Duke are doing the limbo rock. But it's kind of a cool idea. Right. And if I was working at Walmart, I might be a little bit more creative with the display.
It's an awful big display box for just 4 figures, though.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously, it was for the figures that aren't selling very well. So they had extras, they threw them in the box. So then they had this Marvel Legends one, and I'm telling you,
there's another guy doing the limbo.
Yeah, that's Wolverine. So you got, and I don't look, Captain America's pointing at the G.I. Joe guys doing the limbo rock.
Yeah,
look at these
instead of
Spider-Man's looking at him. He's like,
and
does Spider-Man have a gun in his hand? Like, what is that?
No, he's hanging. But listen, the displays are kind of a cool idea, right? I mean, look at the background. It gives you the idea that like not only can you do your figures, but like be creative and I want this display when they're done with it, right? This one especially because of the garbage can and the wall. And if I can't get this one, I'm just going to make this. You know what I mean? Like.
The hand that's up in the air. Because the hand pointing out has the web on it. You can see the web. You can see the web arcing up on the hand that's pointing out.
The problem
is the one that's pointing up looks like it has a gun.
Okay, but the problem here is the lighting, right? And you can't really see. I mean, but in general, it looks really, really cool. So then what I noticed is they had the Transformers one. It's got a nice background to it. And then they have a box with like Barbie, Masters of the Universe, Mattel. So I think these displays are a total Walmart thing. I don't think they came from like Hasbro. I think it was a Walmart person decided we need to make these displays.
Because they have a contract with the toy companies to sell the products, and if the products are sitting on the shelves, they need to find a better. I mean, that's why like in like Walmarts and Targets and other stores, you'd have like the demo video game consoles.
Right. So what I wanted to do, going along with what Eric said, I think this is kind of a really good idea to like give you're like spark your collection, right? They never put these figures in the adult collectible sections like they do with the NECAs and stuff. They're always mixed in with the toys. But now if they're going to have their own like little display where it says spark your collection, it's kind of like reaching out to a more adult collecting group, right? Which is pretty good idea in my opinion. The only problem I had with their display was Star Wars. I mean, come on. You got like a street, you got like the jungle.
Wow.
And then what are these guys just out in space?
They just figured it'd sell itself.
There's not even a star. And I'm like,
this is awesome. Well, he's not done with it. He got rushed. They were like, you gotta have it up. You gotta have it up by today. And he's like, well, I didn't do the Star Wars bag. We'll put it up and we'll throw the background on later.
Maybe Walmart didn't unlock the tier with the cardboard piece.
And whoever set up the Moff Gideon and the Mandalorian guy obviously watched Raiders of the Lost Ark, because the Mando is getting ready to just take his gun out and shoot Moff Gideon, right? He's done with them. But yeah, I think that Walmart display, going along with what Eric's saying, is like you're not reaching, the reach out, the advertising. I think Walmart coming up with those displays is kind of a good move on their part.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I can see, like, who knows? I mean, I put videos of the Snowcat and the TVC gunship, the LAT, whatever. And then people in the comments are like, oh, where do you get that? Well, Hasbro Pulse. Right. And it's like, I mean, I guess they've never heard of Hasbro Pulse or the website or whatever, because they don't advertise.
Yeah.
The only way to know is if you go to the store. I don't know.
Yeah, I would actually wonder that, because I remember, I'm just thinking back to the guys that shopped. The comic store that I used to go to when I lived in Seattle was a little bit in an area that was kind of high end, and they had guys who would come in and they had no clue where Hot Toys came from or where those big statues came from. But that comic store would order them in every week, the newest ones, because these guys that worked at Microsoft or Amazon or whatever would come through and buy those Hot Toys or those statues or things every week from them. It was so like that place would probably place an order for 2 or 3 Lats and 2 or 3 Snowcats, and then they would put them in the window so that those guys who only come through the store and don't have a clue about going online and
those
buying
guys
them
are
would
still
buy them from them.
those guys are still probably buying.
I
But
do have
what I'm talking about are more the average Joe who doesn't it's not like watching the Toy Duo Team.
Well, I'm saying those
the
guys
San Diego
wouldn't be
Comic-Con.
either.
everybody watches.
Those guys wouldn't be either. I mean, they're not going on Sideshow and buying the Hot Toys from Sideshow. They're waiting till they come in that store. They're not going online and shopping for this stuff.
I do.
So with the Lat, they do the same thing. They wouldn't go online and buy the Lat. They would wait for a store like them to get it, and then they would just buy it from the store.
Maybe, but consider the core target market for the Lat. It's people around my age and maybe a little younger who
are kind of tech savvy.
Yeah.
Unlike the guys you and my age, John. We're not tech savvy.
I can't even program a VCR.
But I do have a question, right? Like, so when we were kids, I mean, the vintage Skinner figures, even G.I. Joe, even the 12-inch G.I. Joes, even like Mattel figures, you would watch the commercials for these action figures and toys, right?
Yeah.
If they were to make a commercial today, when would they air it? Because there's really no more Saturday morning cartoons. There's no midday cartoons. There's really no cartoon channel, really, is there?
Well, you get the stuff on Disney Plus,
but they don't show commercials.
Right. Well, they do on the
Disney Plus has
version.
commercials. Yeah,
on the cheap version.
The basic, yeah.
Oh, they have a cheaper version that has commercials.
Yeah, they do now.
Oh, I guess I'm grandfathered into some.
Yeah.
But even like there's the Disney Store, and granted, it like the Disney Store wouldn't be selling it, but there's also the Disney parks, right? Like there should be standees advertise like Disney and like they have a vested interest in these things succeeding as well, because if these toy lines die, that revenue dies for them. It devalues their brand.
So what would the commercial basically be like for the G.I. Joe Classified series? Get your G.I. Joe Classified series figures, or they could like rocket in with their machine guns.
Well,
and they could shoot the Cobra enemy. I just
well, that's kind of tough with G.I. Joe because it's not Disney's not gonna advertise that, right? But
Get your Star Wars indoor trooper who lands on a remote moon planet and then shoots all the stormtroopers.
Well, I think but think of what the Joe team already does with like the marketing material that they have is actually pretty good. I would say with like you get like Cobra Commander doing stuff.
Do you think a prime time commercial for G.I. Joe Classified where like say G.I. Joe versus Cobra, and then you make like, you know, some kind of comic cartoon style commercial, but with your figures instead of cartoons, could play during prime time and appeal to anybody?
Honestly, I think that's probably a waste, because like TV as we know it is kind of like that landscape has changed, right?
But I think if they went the route where like see the latest G.I. Joe Classified figures and add them to your collection, and they had them on like a roundabout and it spun around, it's like check out the new Duke. He looks just like he did when you were a child, but in like a collector's.
And the 8-year-old is watching it going, I am a child. No, but Prophet's right. They do have a couple of stop motion guys making some stop motion videos of they did a whole game. Did you see the Gamerverse one where they're like the video game where they're like fighting? Looked awesome. But I get what you're saying, John. Like trying to appeal
because
to
they
that.
did that with they did that with one of the Star Trek Enterprise ships, where essentially it's a toy, but they put it on a stand and they had it rotate and the lights turned on, and they were like, "Do you remember Star Trek when you were young?" It's like, well, now you can get this collector's edition ship, you know, and add it to your.
What channel was that on? When did they play this commercial?
That was during like an app or something. It was on Paramount Plus or something. You know,
Oh, okay. It wasn't like at 2:00 in the morning, right after the and then you can make your own pocket sandwiches with the sandwich maker. It wasn't after that commercial.
No, it was one of. I think it was on like Paramount Plus. But again, they did that. They put it on like a Star Trek. It was probably a Star Trek show. Yeah, it is, because right now they have. Now they have that commercial that goes, go to the Star Trek shop online and buy T-shirts and mugs for your collection. While you're watching Strange New World, a commercial will come up saying, buy Star Trek merchandise here.
You know why I'm not seeing those commercials, honestly? It's been pretty hard to sit through one episode of Strange New Worlds.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've watched them all. The second one was really bad, but the rest have been fine.
I haven't been watching them in like halves because that's about all I could like take. But
especially the last episode, that was really good.
Yeah. Okay. What about the guy pretending to be Kirk, or was that Kirk?
That was in the one before.
In the preview, yeah. All right. Anyways, there is the gunship. It's currently at 3,100 backers.
Snail's pace.
I think it's going to do fine, though. I mean, it's practically halfway there. Still got 30 days to go. I'll worry when it gets to 25 days, right?
I'll worry. When it gets to 20.
But a lot of people, I'm hearing a lot of people like just say, this is not a good HASLAB.
Well, the profile of people who are saying that and just being blunt seem like they're grumpy TVC only collectors who don't like anything other than the original trilogy. My message to them is, okay, fine, you don't like it. That's your prerogative, but don't encourage this to tank, because you won't like the ramifications, because you won't get anything other than original trilogy anything, and you won't get any more HASLABs as a result.
See, but I got to tell you, Eric, I really feel like that is the wrong reason to back anything.
I'm not saying back it. I'm at least saying encourage people to support the line.
I have seen like that exact sentiment coming out, that, you know, you guys need to back this, because I mean, otherwise we're not getting anything else. And I feel like that's like just like
I understand
collectors, like, you know, you can't count on anything if you don't back this thing.
I don't think they can. I think their line is at risk. I think they'll. Yeah, if this doesn't back, I think.
Not according to John.
I think
100 billion people buy TVC Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
What's most like to me? What's most likely to happen if the lat doesn't back is that you might. I'd be very surprised if they didn't at least scale back entirely this like the Battle of Geonosis focus, right? Like if it doesn't have the lat centerpiece, they haven't shared those products for a reason, and that's crazy to me that you don't launch a campaign like this and say, oh, and by the way, here's everything we're going to make ahead of time to support that.
Everything that
it's contingent. It's contingent on the success.
Yeah, like if they don't back this, then they're not going to move forward with making
no. I think that's the case, and I think that's kind of a chicken shit attitude toward the product. And if you feel like that unsure about the success of this, you shouldn't have done this. I love this lat, and I hope it backs. I want them, but I do think original trilogy is TVC like bread and butter, and they should have stuck within the original trilogy.
So I'm gonna make one comment that I think kind of defends the price point on this, because I feel like the price is a little high. I'm going to compare it to the classified series Snowcat at this point and basically say, I feel like the design aspects and the build and the cost of production is fairly equivalent, but I realize that they pay a license for Star Wars, and that's why the price for this is higher, in my opinion, right? Like that's why I believe the price is higher. So taking that into consideration, you know, then do I say, well, okay, because I got to pay for the license. That's what makes it more expensive.
Yeah,
I think this is way.
It's but on top of that, look at the aftermarket prices of the old gunship.
Okay,
It's technically less expensive than this, but it's more expensive when you factor in getting the two ball turrets on the side.
okay.
If you get a complete gunship in the old mold, it is more expensive than the HASLAB. Period.
Right.
So, I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's not. This is more expensive than the old one." Like, sure, if you were buying it at a Target in 2002 or whatever, but trying to get a complete mat with the teeny tiny undersized ball turrets, that's going to run you more than this will. And I also see people whining about this not being a dream project. It might not be your dream project.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You don't think it's a dream project?
Yeah.
No, I see.
It might not be your dream project, and that's fair, but it's not someone else's dream project.
It's
Like,
not even. It's not even the
that was
Hasbro
same thing
people.
with the Engine of Vengeance. I mean, I wanted that bad, and I know there was a few 5,000 other people, but it wasn't there's not enough to make it a iconic. You know what I mean? It's not a
Yeah. Jonathan's saying that like Hasbro thinks he's saying that even Hasbro thinks that they could just put Star Wars on it and then charge what they want. I think I even said that once. Like I even told him you can't just slap Hasbro on it and think people are going to buy it. I think I said that once too, a long time ago. But I agree with that statement too. I mean, there is a little bit of a charge because it says Star Wars, right? Like maybe, but we can debate whether or not it's a dream project. For some people who really wanted one of these gunships, this is like a great way to get one. It's upscaled. It looks fantastic. I mean, seeing that prototype in person does look awesome. I really think like you made some good points a couple of weeks ago or a week ago where you talked about the laser effects and stuff like that should have totally been included. I agree. I think there should have been lights. I think that all these HASLAB should include some type of lights or sounds.
I'm not sure they're. I'm not. Maybe sounds, but I don't think that there's a good opportunity for lights unless you made the ball turrets like LEDs instead of having blast effects.
Well, engine lights. You got some interior lighting. Especially in the cockpit and stuff. Like, didn't have to be anything massive. I mean, it could have been something as easy as that.
That's kind of gimmicky. Personally, I think I'd rather them keep the price down as much as possible and bypass that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Anyways, I think it's on track. It's almost halfway there. They still got 30 days.
Yeah.
The thing with me is I back stuff like this so that it gets over the threshold. Like technically I'm currently a backer of this. I've got my number in, but I know I'm canceling it the day of. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm not going to pay for it. But I back it for, I guess, kind of to Eric's point.
Principle, darn it.
To Eric's point, so that it passes for those who want the thing. I've done it with a lot of HASLABs in the past where I back it whether I want it or not, so that the people that do want it end up getting it backed. But I back out on that last day or the week before or whatever, so I'm sure I'm not going to get charged. You know what I mean? But where like I'm safe backing out of the Snowcat because it's backed. People are going to get it. So same thing with this. If it hit 8,000 tomorrow, I might back out tomorrow just because it's already passed and people are going to get it.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? But
But if you don't
usually I
mind-
wait. Usually I wait till the end, so
Yeah.
near the end, so that if it's going to get another tier or something, they get that as well.
if you're on the
But-
fence, back early and stay in until the last minute.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
But-
I'm gonna. So I hear what Jerry's saying here, and I gotta kind of respond. I can agree and disagree with that statement, right? Like, if you don't like something, yeah, move along. But the problem is, like, if you're in a position where, like, me and Eric can have different opinions on this HasLab, but the real interesting part is, even if I make a video, I get a lot of that type of, oh, well, you're just, bashing their thing. Like when I was trying to get that gun on the Ostriker, people were accusing me of manhandling the thing and just trashing their stuff. No, I was really freaking looking forward to that Ostriker because for the most part, it looks awesome. But the thing is, I'm in a position where, I've chosen to sort of like kind of review stuff and talk about stuff. So if it doesn't live up to my expectation, I'm going to give my opinion.
Yeah.
So I think there's a difference between what Jerry was saying and what like Vern, I don't think you're like going out of your way to try and like be toxic around the campaign. There's a lot of people in that TVC community who I've seen in various avenues going well out of their way to try and tank this thing.
I mean, it looks fantastic. I mean, the price obviously isn't for everybody, right? But I mean, I saw it in person. The prototype looked good. I wish a HasLab, if they were going to go that way, they would go a little bit on the extra mile with like lights and stuff like that. I think that would just like up it a little bit more than just a regular retail type of thing.
The biggest problem to me isn't the price, it's the era of Star Wars, period.
Okay.
There aren't as many people who are prequel fans and Clone Wars fans that are in the toy collecting community that would be up for this.
See,
period.
I disagree because I love the LAT. I think it's one of my favorite ships. But the problem, and I love the Clone Wars in this era, but the problem is I already have a LAT that I'm satisfied with. If this had been any other Clone Wars era ship, other than something they've already done, like a LAT or an Arc Fighter or the shuttle, like if they picked a different vehicle that I don't have and never got in the line, then I would be ordering it and being like, crap, I got to figure out how to get this.
But hold on. So I'm kind of like straddling this kind of target market. I grew up with the original trilogy. I was a teenager when the prequels came out. So I have a soft spot for the prequels and I love the Clone Wars as well. But I wasn't collecting at the time the original LAT came out. I never got a LAT. Right. There are plenty of people out there that I believe are in that same kind of group that would love this, that don't want the undersized ship. And that's fine. That's your opinion, but it doesn't make it not a dream project for people like me and other people out there that may not be in the community that don't even know this thing exists, unfortunately.
Yeah.
What I will agree on.
But I'm just saying that I don't think there's any less fans of Clone Wars than there are of old trilogy.
No. That I'm looking at the Venn diagram of prequel Clone Wars fans and TVC collectors.
That's John's alarm.
So I don't think that overlap is. I don't think that that market is big enough to sell something like this. I think TVC should know their lane, and it's the original trilogy for big things like this.
Interesting.
Yeah, I get it. I know John's getting ready to take off, so whenever you have to drop out, just
I think I'll just use that as the cue to go. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
I gotta jet out early. Sorry about that, but
that's right.
Enjoy the.
All right, we'll talk about you when you're gone.
Yep. Make fun of my beard and bald head while I'm gone. Yeah.
All right, man. See you next week.
Bye, guys.
But anyways, let me move Eric over. Let's see if I can do that.
I'm just off. in my own corner.
Yeah, you're just in your own world now.
We didn't want to be next to Eric on the.
I can't move the
We're not-
boxes.
We're not up to this.
Anyway, that's probably another StreamYards thing that they took away from us if you're on the free plan. But yeah, I get what you're saying. You know, like I understand the idea behind it. You don't want to like bash like a campaign or whatever, but you still want to speak your opinion and your truth, right? Like, and it really isn't for everybody. I mean, the price is a little bit high. I mean, for me, it would
No,
just
it is high.
Yeah, it would just be out of my price range.
It's objectively high, and I am by no means saying don't share your opinion. What I take issue with are the people in the TVC community who clamor for more, and when they get something that's slightly outside the normal wheelhouse of what TVC gets, they say, "Oh no, this is horrible. Like this is like forget this. It's too expensive."
I get it.
You know,
I get it.
yeah.
All right, and then do you have anything else you want to say about this, HasLab?
Back it.
Okay. Dan, any final words on the lat this week?
No.
Okay. All right, and then I saw that the Masters of the Universe on Mattel Creations was running a crowdfund for another Snake Mountain type issue, Snake Layer, and it is $300. Just laughing a little bit, but 28 people think it's great, and they only need 6,000 for it to back.
That's all you need.
Okay, let's see, Jonathan. To be fair, the lat is Hasbro. HasLab is a unicorn. Never been.
I think
out
you meant is not. I'm not debating. It's
yeah.
I'm not debating that it hasn't been there before, but the previous one's inferior. But that's okay.
All right. Any Motu collectors running out there to back this Masters of the Universe Origins playset? If you are, you got only a certain number of time. You got it back before 8/14, which is in 5 days, to get the free gift. You're going to get this gift, which is free if you spend $300 on this thing, and it's going to be this skeletal lady Slither. Anybody? No? Okay, Snake Layer is also crazy overpriced. I just found it and was like, I couldn't believe they wanted $300 for it. Then they're going to give you the snake lady that looks like a skeleton. And I couldn't figure out what you actually get with it. I was trying to read it before the show, like just to see like what do you get, because I think this guy's an unlock or something like that. And I think each one of them come with stuff. But if you look through the pictures, there was like a throne, there was like some other thing. So I wasn't sure what was actually included. So you're going to have to go figure it out for yourself, because it was not very clear, because the pictures aren't separated. You know what I mean? Like if you look at the HasLab, you could see the pictures for the tiers are kind of, you see them kind of separated off a little bit. It was kind of weird. And then I didn't find that McFarlane one this week to be able to do the update. Did that thing close?
Oh, I haven't checked.
All right.
You're talking about the Snyderverse Batmobile?
Yeah. All right. So that is the Snake Layer crowdfund. That was kind of cool. Anyways, we have talked about that so many times. Jasper doesn't realize. Okay, so this is the part of the show where all these crowdfunding at the same time. Yeah, that's what Eric was saying earlier about having two crowdfunds going at the same time. And his recommendation to you is just forget the Snowcat.
Yes.
He said, Dan, if the Snowcat funds and the lat doesn't, he's not going to talk to you for a month. I'm just kidding.
Sorry.
All right. So this is the part of the show where we're going to call it bragging camp. Does anybody have anything they want to show off that they picked up this week from?
I can go last.
Now, you may be going, because that sound makes it sound like Dan does not picked up anything this week. And you know what? Honestly, I don't think I have picked up anything either, because the last time I went anywhere. I got those 2 GI Joe figures from Ross, and I think I showed them off last week, right? Did I show these off? I mean, I found these finally at Ross. One is
I think
there
so.
were 3. There were 2 of these and 1 of these, but I only grabbed 1 of each because I already have one of the. I already have both, but I just really want the parachute in here. But because the figure's kind of generic, I can use it for something else. All right, Eric, I'm gonna put you on full screen.
Oh joy!
Nope.
All right.
Next week I will.
Oh, next week.
Monday.
This guy came in
Ooh,
from
nice.
Target, so it's pretty cool.
I like it.
Not much about that. A couple other quick things. I got the Thanos and
Oh my gosh, I cannot find that anywhere.
Psylocke
Nice.
set, the Gamerverse set. Psylocke's really cool.
Is it?
I'm usually like, no, I'm not really judgmental of people who do this, but like usually I shy away from getting the like overly sexualized Marvel characters.
But something about this one said,
well,
I could pretend like I really wanted Thanos.
well, no, I had a Thanos before. I wanted Psylocke because I was like, I grew up in the 90s and like ninja culture was huge then, and like as an X-Men fan, yeah.
I'm looking for that.
I always thought Psylocke was cool.
I'm looking for that.
I like the effects.
Yeah, they're kind of maybe a little finicky to put on, but still pretty cool. And then the big items. Hold on, I'll start with this.
Look, this is turning into real bragging camp.
So I got the Cold Slither set.
You know who doesn't have a Cold Slither set? Me.
Well, you could have, and I think they're still on they're still open for pre-order.
Yeah, they are, but not interested.
But I haven't opened it yet, but the slip cover I have a minor issue with. So it's taped on, and they shouldn't have taped it on because you notice I like had to peel the tape and it kind of messed that up. Packaging.
You did that same thing with the Hellfire Club. When you cut it, you'll never be able to get it to sit back on there tight.
Yeah.
To display, and that drove me nuts.
So I think it's kind of cool. Like I'm not a huge. I don't know enough about Joe culture, but like those I think are like female Joes. Is there like a female Cold Slither equivalent? And is that a tease that they might be doing something like that in the future?
I'm sorry.
Was it Gem and the Holograms?
Yeah, Gem and the Hologram. Maybe.
So, and then opening. I think they just they set it up pretty well. I just need to knock stuff over on my desk. So I think they displayed it pretty well in the box. The packaging's pretty cool. So I'm happy I got it. If for no other reason to get 1/12 scale in musical instruments, I think that's pretty cool.
Dragon said they do look like that, unless he was kidding. I don't know. So it looks like a gem.
And then I got this, the Black Series set. It is kind of peculiar that they call it Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi, because at this point he was already Darth Vader. And if you zoom in here, there's a little bit of a typo. Where is it? Sith Lord Dark Vader. So
what's the typo again?
Dark Vader.
That's not right.
No.
You sure?
It reminds me of, if you go back, I'm not, if anyone's a Black Series collector and remembers the Yavin ceremony, Luke Skywalker. Yeah. So it's, I think it's like, I'm not too bothered about that. I really could care less. I just think it's funny that something that how does something like that get through? Like all the levels of approvals that these go through, including going to Lucasfilm, supposedly. So that's kind of funny. I guess if you were going to get it wrong, at least do something like a little bit funnier, like Dork Vader. I think that would have been funny. And then moving the slip. I haven't opened this either, but I mean, oh, there we go. The reflection.
That is awesome.
So all the
Man,
accessories
yeah.
on the inside. But
there you go, Vern.
that's-
That's why it was $40 more.
You know, it's an interesting that thing. Yeah, because it doesn't necessarily come with Obi-Wan and Anakin. It comes with Dark Vader, and that dude is super exclusive.
Yeah, it's exclusive to this set.
Listen, the coolest thing about the thing I like most about that set is if you have one of these like small like LED pucks or something like that, and you set it in the back, it will like illuminate through that like lava flow. It looks really cool. Like if you got like any light behind it, it will look just awesome.
Yeah.
Are you planning to take that out of the box or no?
Yeah, I am. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah, I love that set. That's like probably. Well, I love the Savage Land set, but yeah,
that's the one I didn't back. I just
those are two of the coolest figures, you know, that I feel like have come out a long time. That Anakin and Obi-Wan, if you compare them to the old ones, because their shirts are like hard plastic on the old ones, you can raise Anakin's arm up and it actually moves the outfit a little bit. So instead of needing soft goods for that, you can get his arm up and it'll move that like soft plastic, which is like a really good way to get some extra articulation in there. So I like that set.
It's a great set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just not surprised. It's the same team who thought the Rancor ate a stormtrooper.
Yes, thanks for bringing that up. I didn't want to have to say it again.
I forgot about the Kirkanos.
Yeah, I was gonna say the.
Yeah.
I wonder what job it is to like reread all that stuff.
I'm drawing a blank, but who were was it the droid or the bounty hunter that they had? Remember they screwed it up.
Orlam and Zuckuss.
Orlam, yeah,
Oh.
and then so they made fun of themselves and re-released it with the error on purpose.
Yeah.
Well, there was the Ewok one too that they took the picture of the wrong Ewok.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
So I did
So
this.
it's not the first time they've had a typo or
I was
No,
on
no,
this. I was on this live stream on Thursday over at Skunkworks Studios. He had me on and we were talking, and then the Savage Land thing came up, and then I was talking about how I picked up one of these 40-inch dinosaurs. I just thought I'd mention it before we move on, but like then he was like, I was like, yeah, I got to just take him out and take some pictures of that dinosaur before my grandson takes it home. And he's like, oh, you should do it with your Shayna Savage Land stuff, right? And I hadn't thought of that, so that was the inspiration behind me doing like these pictures with the 40-inch dinosaur. I think they look pretty cool. Sorry, that's just a side note.
I was trying to find trying to go back and find the McFarlane thing, but I never go to their website. I have no idea where to look. I just search Batmobile and I can't even find it.
Batmobile?
Yeah, I just
Which
searched
one?
Batmobile on McFarlaneToyStore.com.
The new one?
Yeah. I just searched
It's not up for
Batmobile.
pre-order. The new one from the new Batman movie.
No. The one the Snyderverse one that you were talking about earlier.
Oh yeah, so you go over to like special things, then there's a thing called drawing board, and it's supposed to be in there, but it
Drawing board.
yeah.
I don't even see
So
that.
you go to Collectors Club, and then when the drop down pops up, there's a thing called drawing board, and then that's where they do their like time stuff. But it wasn't there today. I couldn't get to it.
No, it's not there. Yeah, maybe
Right.
it's done. Yeah.
Right. So at this point, we come to the show where sometimes we talk about the TV and movie news you didn't know you needed. So this is stuff that might be streaming or available. And in addition to you being able to pay for the new Jurassic Park movie before it comes out on Paramount Plus, or Peacock Plus probably. On HBO Max, there's a show or movie, whatever it's called, Freaky Tales. It's four stories apparently built into this, and if you haven't had enough of Pedro Pascal, then give it a watch.
Is that
Have you
Ben
seen it?
Mendelsohn?
Yeah.
Have you watched it?
I want to watch that.
Yeah, it's on HBO Max now. Then on Hulu, you had The Monkey. That's the Stephen King thing that's out. I know there was like a bloody monkey that we showed at one point, right? Was that a Comic-Con exclusive? Bloody monkey with the symbols.
Reminds me of Toy Story 3.
Yeah. And then Wednesday started, and then that's on Netflix, of course. And then on Amazon Prime, you got The Pickup, which is basically Eddie Murphy and I can't remember the guy's name from Saturday Night Live. But there are a couple of like armored car guys, and you'll never guess it, but there's a heist and something goes wrong.
Oh, Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
Yeah, that surprised me seeing him. And
Does the plot of the show surprise you a little bit? Like armored car, heist, something going wrong, maybe somebody involved. I don't know. It's just like it's a tried and true storyline, I think.
Well, who produced it?
I don't know.
It's a streaming movie. It's
on.
like.
Oh, it's on Prime. Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon Prime. Okay, so let's see. I'm all in all caps. Snap is food stamps. Like snap into search. Okay, engine, and you get food stamps. Yeah, I don't know why they did. Is Snap a video game? Because it is a game reverse set.
Yeah, it's a mobile game.
Oh, okay, so I didn't understand.
Based, you get a deck, and then you draw the cards against your opponent.
Okay, I didn't understand the Snap originally because I guess I never played the game. I just saw it was game reverse, but obviously Savage Land.
If you like those card style turn based games, it was actually really fun when it first came out, and then, like after a few months, because I mean I played it like a lot, and then they started boosting these cards, and I don't know if it's one of those like when you pay, you can get a better card, right? So like it's not, and then it became less of a an even battleground where I'm playing against somebody that's an equal player. Now if they got more money, then I'm gonna lose, guaranteed.
Right. So that's just the gaming's way of trying to make money off people, because you'll never be able to compete if you don't spend money in the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Games are designed to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
I play that like flying game where you start off as like some little biplane and you fly in all these battles and stuff like that, and you can earn points to build a better plane. So I'm now in like one of these like a World War II fighter jet or whatever, but it's I'll never be able to compete at this point. I'm at that point where like I can't compete.
Yep.
Can you imagine? They should have just did a movie with him and Jared Leto. They should have left Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy should have said, you know what? I'm out, guys. I'll go do something more serious. No, I don't know. I guess it's less comedy than, from what I read, it's less comedy than what you would expect from two comedians, right?
Hey, backtracking a little bit, you mentioned The Monkey was going to be on Hulu.
I'm sorry.
Did I hear right? You mentioned The Monkey was going to be on Hulu.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. Hulu? Yeah, so I did get a thing saying that, or I did read a thing saying that Disney, as of next year, it will be a combined app. So it's going to be called Hulu.
I'm sure it'll still be Disney Plus.
I don't know. Dislu. I don't know.
I'm sure it'll still be like, if you have Hulu and Disney Plus, I'm sure it'll be very similar to the experience you already have today. You just won't have the Hulu only app.
Yeah, if you have Hulu and Disney and you go to your Disney Plus, your Hulu stuff is there, just not your watch history and stuff like that. So hopefully they'll be able to port all that stuff.
I don't see that happening,
because I don't want to have to start the rookie all over again. I want to be able to pick up where I left off.
I'd be surprised if they did that. It would be nice if they did, but they didn't do it to start with. So
Yeah. All right. So yeah, it's going to be combined eventually and be $500. No, I don't know
I
how
mean, it
much.
wouldn't surprise me. Well, 200 if you want ads.
Right. If you don't want ads and you want high definition.
Oh, and HD, right?
Yeah. And if you want them, and if you want the movies, right? Because isn't there a tier of like Netflix that you don't get some of the movies?
No, I don't think so. Not
'Cause
that I'm aware of.
I feel like my brother had like the ads one, and I remember when that Madam Web came out, I go, "Oh, that's on Netflix." He goes, "Oh, not on my Netflix,"
Might be.
and because he didn't have that level where you could. I
You
don't
know
know.
what? I think you're right. I do remember them saying there's like a base one where you get the shows but not the movies or something like that.
Oh, I
Yeah,
don't know.
and commercials.
And yeah, of course, commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lone Dragon Tubi is the free one and Freebie, but I think they're Amazon bought Freebie, got rid of it or something.
Yeah.
One of them, yeah. I
Well,
thought one of them was going.
I mean,
Lone Dragon said he thought Hulu was free, and remember when it used to be?
Yeah, when it launched. I was in college when Hulu launched.
That was a great service to be able to. I mean, all you had to do was watch commercials, and you had all your streaming stuff.
Totally, and I'm not complaining about them combining it because I want less. I'm tired of having because I can't watch the Apple shows. I can't watch the Mac shows or whatever that is.
Well, you can, and you just have to pay for them.
Yeah, you know. Yeah. I'm already got. I just went through and I canceled my Shutter this week. So what's that?
Not Shutter.
Yeah. Shutter, and then I'm like, Jesus, I have Peacock, Shutter, Hulu, Disney Plus, Netflix. This is ridiculous.
Well, so I switched to T-Mobile a few months ago. So I had Verizon and I had like the bundle Disney, Hulu.
I have that, yeah.
But the problem is I had previously paid for like the 2 years and got 3 years of Disney Plus, but then Verizon started paying for it. So I've been like on hold. That plan's been on like hold. And I don't watch ESPN. Sorry guys, I don't watch a lot of sports unless they're on a network. But then I switched to T-Mobile, and they cover my Hulu, they cover my Netflix, and they cover Apple TV.
It's a weird combination.
Yeah, so what's crazy about that is like now those are paid for, and then my Disney Plus just started the rest of my 3 years or whatever.
You're the first person I've talked to that has that scenario, because I pre-bought that. I got that same introductory Disney Plus thing, and then shortly after that I got on, or around the same time or right before I got on Verizon. I switched from AT&T to Verizon, and I've been on that since 2019 or whenever Disney Plus launched. So I've always wondered, like, will they still honor that?
Yeah, they sent me an email saying you revert back to this plan, and it'll expire on this date, and they've told me the date. So I think I have like a year and like 8 months or something like that. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm good on Disney Plus for now. But then next year, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Right. Because
okay.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's somewhat encouraging to hear that.
We'll see when we get there. All right. Anyways, here are the reveals this week. These are some of the action figures that I dug around the internet trying to find so that we could talk about them, good or bad or the other. We used to do the thing where we would say, jump in there and throw the fire or the ice. And if you were a channel member, you had special emojis and stuff like that. But you can just write the words in there. It's fine. Anyways, this is Mortal Kombat. Yay. This is McFarlane, right? So McFarlane has now picked up the Mortal Kombat figures.
Yeah, it surprised me when I saw the figure first, and I didn't realize who was underneath it.
Yeah, I thought like when I first saw this picture, I didn't notice it was Mortal Kombat, and I was like, "Is that another Psylocke?"
That was my first impression, but yeah, with the fans, it's.
I was like, "Did Spin Master get? Yeah, did Spin Master also get Marvel?" That's what I thought, right? But no, this is a 7-inch action figure, probably from McFarlane. And Jonathan is already sucks. So not hot in his opinion. Yeah, I don't know. It just
It's there. It's McFarlane.
yeah.
Sorry.
There it
That's
is.
all I have to say. I don't have much nice. I have a few McFarlane things, but not much. Good.
So these two pictures tell me two things. One, they are putting this figure out in blue, and they are also putting the same figure out in pink.
Is that a different character
Well, that's
though?
Melina and Katana.
Yeah, but honestly, if you look
It's
at
the
that
same
figure
Oh
and
yeah,
look at this figure, really, I mean, did they even make a new head? Is my question.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Melina comes with that crazy alternate head with the mouth.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so they did add a different head, but it's just interesting to me, like he's saving a lot of money doing that. No wonder he can crank stuff out. And that's probably Wonder Woman.
Yeah. I'm just
The
only thing that made me excited about it was to see it, to get a chance, because I love I like the Mortal Kombat figures, but what we was it Storm?
Uh-huh.
Storm Collectibles.
Okay, yeah, they're expensive, and
But yeah, they're fantastic figures. But geez, I mean, I don't.
how often do they get their figures out too? I mean, like, aren't they making like those Gotcha Man figures or the Battle of the Planets, and basically they just announced like the second figure in the entire set, and who knows when you're going to be able to get that?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see it.
You'll be able to finish that team in like 2047 or something like that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, this guy would be kind of cool for your martial arts. I mean, obviously he's 7-inch, but if you're a 6-inch collector and you grabbed him, I mean, that would be like one big dude for your guys to fight, right? Like you ever watch Enter the Dragon and he has to fight the really big dude?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
No, during the fights, like there's the one dude that's beating up everybody, and then Bruce Lee goes in there and he has to fight the guy, and everybody bets on him.
Oh no, the different movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know who you're talking about. The really bulky dude.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like size comparison, or if you watch. Yeah.
I thought you were talking about.
No. All right, I threw this in there. This is Corpse Bride or something like that. I don't know. Anybody collecting these things? Are you picking any of these types of dolls up for your daughter?
No, I have no idea what this is.
No.
Yeah.
I think it's based on an animated show or something like that.
Tim Burton. It
yeah.
screams Tim Burton.
Yeah, I think that sounds right. How about Hot Toys? Gary still here? This is the Killing Joke Joker or whatever.
Oh, I'm sure this is going to be really popular.
Yeah. Looks good. Nobody here is a Hot Toy collector, right?
No.
Out of my price range.
Let's see. Okay, man is gonna be mad when he sees Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Reptile, Smoke. Okay. They're all gonna look the same. Here's
same with different color, pretty much.
This one?
D800. That's not a new one though.
It's not, right? It seems like
yeah, I have it, and I've had it for like 2 years.
Did they re-release it? Because it seems like it's popping up again.
You know how NECA does. They'll stop making it.
I think this one's different from the one you got. Yeah, the one you have, the pants are maybe like a little bit more tan.
This
is
there's a different stitching on his boot.
Yeah, this is the less screen accurate version. No, I have no idea. I mean, like
something looks weird with his coat.
Yeah, no, it's the exact same. It's even the same accessories. They didn't change anything.
Okay, so that's not new. Everybody still want this thing? Did Northern Nomad call us suckers? Yes, he did. Thank you.
Did.
All right. Oh, Gary is here. I am, but I'm going to pass. Disappointed, Gary. All right. How about, does everybody need a black and white Richard Price?
I mean, it is cool looking.
What? Vincent Price.
Vincent, yeah.
What do I call him? Richard?
Richard.
That is the weirdest thing. Now, he comes with a 1/12 scale vinyl record. What would be really cool is if that actually played on your regular record player. And it comes with like a coffee cup and candles.
Yeah,
Okay.
Who can do
not for me.
who can do a Vincent Price impersonation?
Mm-mm.
I'm drawing a blank. I can't even remember what the
Okay, yeah,
distinct.
none of us then. All right, let's see. NECA just re-upped the license with Arnie, so they're re-releasing the older figures. Oh, okay, so they got a new license. They're re-releasing. Thank you, Jonathan. There's another Mortal Kombat, right?
Scorpion.
Yeah. I don't know why this guy's not up there with the other ones. This is completely misplaced in my presentation. And is he like getting ready to go call strikes and balls? Is that why he's got the shin guards?
I think so.
You're out.
Those are some.
Those do look like catchers or umpire pads, don't they?
Yeah. A little bit. And then because of his like straps too have the little crisscross pattern, makes it look like it's like some padding. All right, how about this is a Mezco 112 Superman from the movie. I think it comes with crypto, but I didn't pull that picture. I don't know why.
I can't remember if it was Mezco or someone else. Someone had the likeness to David Cornsweet like way off, and I can't remember if it was this one. I'd need a closer look. But
I think
I want to say it was Mezco. Hold on.
It's a real weird thing talking about like likenesses, right? Because some people just cannot see the likeness sometimes, and sometimes like my selfie series, when I turn it in some angles, I'm like, who is this supposed to be? And then from certain angles, I go, oh yeah, that looks like me, kind of. You know what I mean? But it's a weird, like the likeness thing is weird. Bill Hader can do a Vincent Price. Oh yeah, Bill Hader can do a lot of impersonations. My favorite is when he does the 48 Hours guy. And then
yes, I want to say it was this. I'm just looking at some other promo pictures from Mezco on this. It almost looks a bit Cavill-esque. The face.
Okay, so Gary is getting Iron Man and Batman 2.0 arriving this week, and he's saying something like, what did he say? Is he saying that's his Grail? I think I lost it. No, he's Gary. Grail's Bill Hader. Oh, Dan is saying it's one of my movie Grails.
Yeah.
Is that Dutch from
Predator?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when he said they re-upped it, I said, well, if it would be really nice if we got a redone Dutch, whether it's I don't even care which one it is, whether it's the camouflage one or the regular one, but all those aftermarkets are like $90.
Right. So this is kind of an interesting thing because this is a 1/12 scale Court of the Dead action figure, and it's actually done by Boss Fight Studios, but it's being sold on Sideshow's website. I thought that was really an interesting twist.
Sideshow's like a parent, right?
I think so. I think they're like
under Sideshow, right?
I feel like they don't make anything. They just license to sub companies to make stuff for them under their brand. Because So Boss Fight, and then they have this guy from Court of the Dead. This guy's a little bit on the expensive side, but it is kind of cool because he's got the little death little thing and stuff like that.
How much are those?
Jonathan saying that SH Figure Art Superman movie figure is bad. Eric.
Yeah, it's worse than the Mezco one. I just looked it up. I just said it kind of looks like, I can't remember the actor's name. It kind of looks like Shooter McGavin from Happy Gilmore.
Wait, the first one or the second one?
No, you're talking about Happy Gilmore?
Yeah.
Like it looked like when he was young, not
okay.
Present day, but the likeness looks like that actor back in the 90s.
So this is finally getting ready to go up for pre-order, but I feel like I've already seen like a review of this. And like the driver's side door opens, but the passenger side doesn't open. So I don't know, like this is going to go up, but it's basically a bigger than 1/12 scale vehicle, and it's going to be whatever McFarlane's charging for this, and I'm guessing it's going to be $60 or something, right? Is that what their other ones have been?
I
Dan's
feel
got
like
that.
I've seen that somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks.
Does the passenger door open up on that one that you got? Yeah, see, that one is right on.
Yeah, I don't remember if the hood opens up, but I know.
What?
Yeah.
That thing must have been like $325. Did it come with like at least a figure? For
That's my favorite.
No, so that thing was obviously like with this lights and sounds, that was $425. How long did it take for that to fund?
So yeah, so I had to back it from Spin Master, and I think it took like 2 years to get here. I want to say it was $299. Oh wait, I have an extra 9 in there. It was $29.99.
Does a 6-inch figure fit in there?
No,
Okay, so it's a smaller one.
it's a 118.
Okay, that's the problem. It's I mean, because
My
it's
point was
PVC
that was
side.
$29.99. So let's see how much this is.
This is a 1/12 scale, like a little bit bigger, because if it's a 7-inch figure or whatever, I wonder what the price is going to be, but it's going to go up for pre-order here. I didn't see what the price was on it. But these are Acid Rain figures. They're up on Big Bad Toy Store for pre-order. I think they look pretty cool. They would go pretty well with like some sort of kind of mech or special type of military style action figures. I think they look pretty cool. This guy right here reminds me of a Bad Batch character, the one with the 83 on his helmet.
99. Wrecker.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he reminds me of him, but he does. Yeah. And then, but they look awesome. They look really cool. Okay, John, 90 to 100 on the Batmobile. What was that?
They kind of look like the pilots from that video game Titanfall.
Okay, yeah.
It goes back a bit.
I was trying to think like Gears of like where it looks.
Acid Rain.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Titanfall. Yeah.
Okay, so here's the other two. And the interesting thing is like the equipment that they have on them, like the thing you can see on the outside of the leg, that's like stuff that I've seen in like these videos where they're trying to help people that work in warehouses, like be able to lift heavy boxes all day, right? They put the extra gear on them.
The exoskeleton, yeah.
The thing is, this guy on the right here with the 01 really just reminds me of the Robotech Cyclone driver or whatever, the motorcycle guy, right? Like in robot form, because he's got like the two things coming over his shoulder. The helmet kind of reminds me of that Robotech. So probably was a lot of inspiration when they were putting these together. My guess, anyways.
Those Court of the Dead figures you showed were only $45.
Yeah, the regular Court. This one's like $35 because it's boss fight. That's not bad, right?
Is that a 12 or an 18?
It's a 1/12 scale, yeah, 6-inch figure. So it will go probably scale perfectly with their Red Sonja.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, this guy's a little bit taller. I think he was a little bit more expensive.
Yeah,
but these Acid Rains look pretty cool. They're up for pre-order now. I thought that was kind of cool. That was the last of the figures. I did have one other thing I wanted to kind of mention. So I saw a post from the dude from Hasbro that does the Marvel Legends, and we all saw that picture of Rogue and Gambit playing basketball, right? He's wearing the shorts, and I think we kind of loosely joked that they had to do something with their starting lineup figures, and then they announced Big Lob, and I'm like, right? I mean, I just feel like they just said, hey, we got these molds for these basketball figures. Figure out how to like roll them into your lines.
It's a good. Hey, I think there's a market for people who like X-Men and like the X-Men 97 show and want to make that scene. So why not?
Do you?
No, but I know there are people out there that like it. So
it's kind of interesting because I just don't. I guess I just
might not be for you,
I
but
wish they would like
I'm
say,
sure.
you know, hey, like, hey, we're gonna use some of these starting line. I guess maybe they don't have to say that, but like, I feel like I'm always like listening closely to them. I think they are using part of starting lineup to make Big Lob. I think that they are totally going to use like the upper body of one of the starting lineups, and they're just stick them on a GI Joe legs, right? Like when they were talking about that Mephisto a few years ago, saying you're not going to get this iteration. Okay, so I get there's only a few different ways to do a figure like that, but using the exact same head sculpt and then just adding in a second head sculpt. And then they said, and we got a new set of hands. No, you don't, because they had the same two hands the last time. And, you know, adding some articulation is just updating the figure, not changing the iteration of the figure. I mean, that's the way I see it. I mean, I'm glad that they're releasing it. I wish that they would have just been more upfront and said, you know, I know we previously said we wouldn't do this, but, you know, we want the fans to get what they want. That would have sounded way better to me. I don't know. I think it's because I do this like literal thing too much in my head. And that's why I always like just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's why the exclusive drives me nuts. I just don't like with that. Like you're telling me the Cold Slither's still on pre-order. I don't know how it's still on pre-order. What do you mean pre-order? They either are selling the ones that they made, or they're making more, or right, or like somebody might have said they just did a full production order, and these are still the ones that just haven't shown up yet because they're coming in with the other HASLABs that didn't get shipped out yet. And if that's the case, then they never intended just to have them be exclusives. But at least they don't put the sticker on the box.
Recent history shows that I mean, they're not exclusives. They were never planned to be exclusives. They're just early access. I think they probably should call it for what it is, right?
Yeah. Let's see. The rumor of getting the fridge in classified turns out to be BS. All lanyards come from some regular dude. Who's been okay to get the guy. Oh, okay.
I get that.
Yeah. So it only takes one person to start a rumor.
Always.
Okay, which line and which figure do you want before we end? What line and what figure do you want them to announce in the next 6 months?
Oh.
Ooh. Which manufacturer?
Just one?
Oh, like yeah, whatever figure you're interested in. If you wish you could get a figure, which figure would you want to get?
To think about.
And who do you not want to make it? And I'll just start off like it's not just okay. So Jonathan saying Judge Dredd line of 6-inch figures that actually come out. It would be really cool. I posted this on my Twitter earlier in the week. I wish that somebody would remake in the 6-inch scale the Mystery Men, the figures from the movie. I think that set would be super cool. The likelihood
that seems like a NECA type.
Yeah, but I don't want NECA to do it, and I don't want McFarlane to do it either. I would be okay with maybe Spin Master if they did it similar to that Last of Us set that they did.
Yeah.
I guess I say NECA because I was talking about the Pee-wee figure, and they could translate that for the spleen. a bit.
Yeah,
maybe.
likely.
The face.
You know, they would it would probably be something like them doing it, right? Because it's like different. But I just feel like it would be like 2 figures every 7 months. It would take a long time, and then they wouldn't end up making like Mr. Amazing.
The whole
or
team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem with NECA.
Johnny Quest from Gary. I take that last wave of NECA gargoyles, and I need Elisa Maza. Okay, and then I would like to see TikTok from the Return of Oz. Hot Toys would be awesome. I want Jada to take the spooky space kook back to the drawing board and fix it. It's his favorite Scooby monster. All right. I think that's kind of cool. Like, I mean, like, I think there's a lot of people like wishing. Do you remember wishing for the Dungeons and Dragons figures from the cartoon? And now wishing that Hasbro wouldn't have done them.
Now we got them. But always.
Still, they're cool figures. Still, I mean, like,
weren't they really brittle?
Yeah, they just were not. The quality wasn't there.
Muppets.
You want a new Muppets line?
Oh, but we have Muppets. NECA did Muppets.
No, well, they did. They're doing Sesame Street. Wasn't it?
The Muppet Show.
Wasn't it Diamond Select or something that did the Muppets?
I think you're right. Who would you want to do them?
Well, NECA's doing pretty well with Sesame Street. My problem is accessibility of NECA isn't always great in all areas and whatnot. I don't know. I don't care. I just want them to be widely available. They probably wouldn't be because they're unfortunately not as popular, but I'd like to see someone pick up Muppets.
Okay, that would be cool. Conan the Adventurer, if we are wishing for a whole new line.
There you go.
The other thing that I wish that they would do for the G.I. Joe Classified series is I wish they would tap into kind of that vintage 12-inch look for the figure, and I wish that they would explore the adventure team guys that they did in the 70s and make some sets. I think that would be really cool. Diamond Select Thunder, but that was amazing. The Muppets.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
NECA
What was it?
Bought Diamond or their parent company.
Yeah. And what was it that you wanted, Dan? He's still like, no, I'm not answering your question.
I didn't want to say it until I knew for sure. So McFarlane did a Stranger Things line.
Yeah.
I think when the show first came out, and then he never re-released it. And I'm not saying that he did a bad job, but I know there was some serious quality issues. They were really well sculpted. They were really good figures.
You're talking about the 7-inch figures, right?
I think they were 6, but yeah, maybe it might have been 7 because they're kids. So they probably were 7.
I think they were 7 because I think I still have Hopper.
Yeah. And he's about the only one that I think held up over the years, but they were great figures, and I know the ones that he did of 11, like they had some serious break issues, you know.
Yeah, and then I feel like they didn't hit all of them because they didn't do very well.
Yeah, but now I'm just sitting here looking. That's why I mentioned it. I'm sitting here looking, and they're going for like $150 on eBay.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like they just skyrocket. I have like some of the 3 3/4 inch ones still in the box. But me and my granddaughter made this like diorama box where we printed out a picture of like the living room, and we put it on one half of the box, one half of this little box, and then we got like some colorful LEDs, and we wrote up on the wall, like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then so it was like a switch, you turn it on, and we glued all the figures into the box, and then into the side of the box we made like a little like a square, and we put the we glued them to the top of the box, the Demogorgon and the one kid that was in the upside down, and we just put a bunch of red LEDs in there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that is cool.
And she liked it for about a week.
Trying to think of what else hasn't been made in a while. Captain Planet hasn't been touched in a while,
Is
right?
that coming back though? Do we see something recently on that?
No, I haven't seen anything. The last thing I saw about Captain Planet was that like Funny or Die spoof with Don Cheadle. Like, and that was years ago.
Okay.
I want to say over 10 years ago now.
I think if NECA would do like Zombieland, that would be kind of cool and kind of a niche thing, right? Like to get some Zombieland figures. Can you imagine?
Bill Murray. I'd get a Bill Murray. That is probably the single greatest cameo of all time.
Yeah. Okay, so Jonathan
going straight to my funny bone.
Jonathan's saying there is a Captain Planet figure coming out.
Oh.
Monster Force guy's making it. I feel like we might have even showed it.
Did we? Okay.
I feel like, but it's like one of those things where I was like, did I see the picture somewhere, or did we show it, or did I see it somewhere? And I can't remember exactly, but I do feel like it was Captain Planet. Yeah. Well, that wasn't my thing though, so I wish I wish there was some idea of what Mattel's going to do with that DC line come next year. Like,
I wonder when they're allowed to start promoting it.
But yeah, that would be a very interesting thing. I really hope that they're doing something to rival Marvel Legends in the 6-inch scale.
Hope so.
Yeah. Just
that would be like, Mattel doesn't do 7-inch, right?
Well, they used to do the line and they did it in the 6-inch scale.
Right. Like what I'm getting at is they pretty much only play in the 6-inch for those kind of figures, right? So like,
yeah, I think, and like sometimes smaller. So hopefully they're not thinking, oh, we'll make them compatible with our Masters of the Universe or whatever. But I don't know, what are their bigger Masters of the Universe Ultimates? Are those 7-inch or those 6-inch?
7.
Yeah, see, that's yeah, Masterverse 7-inch. So they do that 7-inch.
But Motu's like its own kind of.
I know, but would you want Superman beating up He-Man?
Kinda.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, I think we should have more stuff to talk about next week when we get more reveals during the week. It seemed like it was a slow week for them announcing stuff, maybe because recently coming off Comic-Con and stuff like that.
Hey, yeah, they blew their wad at the show.
Oh, you're not surprised that some podunk website didn't reveal some exclusive Hasbro figure like they normally do, like right after some other marketing. Like it's like they have some like fan stream, and then the day after the stream,
I was surprised.
IO9 or Yahoo News reveal some new mainline Black Series figure or something. We didn't get any of that this time.
I'm most interested to know if they're going to do like their PulseCon thing.
It's weird. I haven't heard much about it. They promoted fall conventions, like when you watch coverage of the breakfast reveals at San Diego Comic-Con, and they talk about like fall convention exclusives, and they talk about like what was it, New York Toy Fair or
comic? Yeah, I think Comic-Con's coming up in October, so I don't know if it's either one of the two.
But they didn't talk about PulseCon, and PulseCon is end of September because it's
which makes me think they're not going to do a PulseCon, which makes me feel like that's done. They only did that because the conventions were closed down.
COVID, yeah.
All right. Well, anyways, thanks for everybody for hanging out. We had some other people in the chat. We didn't say hi to TC here. We had Peak, Obi-Wan, Lone Dragons here. Did I miss somebody else we hadn't maybe seen? I know Northern Nomad came in, called us suckers again. I would play my video, but StreamYard took that little K-Mac. Saying hello.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, we'll be back next week with more stuff to talk about. So thanks for hanging out, everybody, on a Saturday, and we're out of
Back
here.
the lap.
You can continue to do your commercial as this plays if you want.
But you fear you might miss out. Just sit right back. Just relax and watch you listen. The Toy Duo Team brings you what you need. News you didn't know you needed. Action figures, TV news, all the pop culture you can handle
I love it when a plan comes together. What?
on your shelf.
Oh, you know what? I hit end stream and it didn't end. Now we're going to end.